Good afternoon, everybody. Thank you so much for everybody coming. Today is a big day for Olivet. This is it's a project that this management team has been working on for about 6 months. I'm going to give a short speech, and then I'm going to kick it over to Kat, and then the two of us will be available to answer any questions that anybody would have. Tom Bodett says, they say a person needs just 3 things to be truly happy in this world: someone to love, something to do, and something to hope for. Olivet is an epitome of hope. We're hope to a lot of children, and we're that way because we have incredible community partners who work with us every day to make sure we make little miracles happen. Olivet Boys and Girls Club serves the youth of our community with honor and distinction, through the worst of times and through the best of times. Our mission was always pure and simple. It's about the kids. With each passing test, we thrived. We thrived by advocating for the underserved youth who needed a voice, needed support for their families, needed a place where they could find safety and purpose, a place where there was hope. The pandemic tested the resolve of this organization, and we once again showed our leadership, doing whatever it takes to be a source of hope for the youth of our family, of our community and their families. However, the pandemic also showed us we cannot do it by ourselves. The adage that it takes a village is truer now more than ever. The pandemic showed us that the need to develop and implement programming and services with the cooperation and collaboration of our community partners. It showed the need for transparent communication and needs assessments with other public school districts, the Berks County Intermediate Unit, and youth service organizations throughout Berks County. It showed us that we need to be innovative and realize that the needs of our youth are throughout Berks County, and we have a moral and mission-based responsibility to work with anyone who comes through our door if it benefits the youth of our community. We learned that by working in collaboration with other youth organizations, we can provide more services, more opportunities for the youth of our community, and we can do it effectively and efficiently. We welcome any and all organizations or individuals or foundations who wish to impact the lives of the youth of the community to work with Olivet. This is not a competition. Instead, it is an effort to give the youth of our community a place to call their home, a safe place. Olivet sites are places where they can feel safe. Our colleagues at Safe Berks and the LGBT Center of Greater Reading trained us and guided us in those efforts. Olivet sites are places where youth can have their voices heard and where they can learn and grow. And our friends at United Way help us foster that opportunity and growth for our youth. And the Berks County Intermediate Unit help us implement a needed mental health component in our sites to give youth the chance to reach out for help when they need it most. But we also realize that when they need us most, it may not be with us. It may be that we need to reach out to our colleagues at Safe Berks because they have the skill set that we may not have. Olivet sites are places where we have a presence in the lives of the youth when they need us the most. Our dear friend Crystal Gilmore Harris is a perfect example of one of our community partners who lives this mission every day and works with this entire team at Olivet to make sure that happens. Olivet sites are places where youth can come and get a culturally sensitive, nutritious, warm meal. And Centro Hispano has joined us to provide those meals and address food insecurity around our club sites. But we know we are needed by many of the more than 80,000 children under 18 in Berks County. And we know to be effective across Berks County, we need to work with partners who believe in the mission of serving our youth, especially in their time of need. Because it's not about us, it's about them. Today, we announce a new initiative that will be launched at every Olivet site, beginning here at our Pandora location. Olivet Hubs of Hope will serve as a multifaceted referral system with our well-established community partners, agencies, school district, local government departments, foundations, and dedicated local volunteers and individuals. The Hubs of Hope will expand our mission to provide services to the youth of our community when they need it the most. Not on our schedule, but when they need it. This will be a constantly evolving effort. We are not stopping here. The Hubs of Hope will allow us to utilize the passionate work of our many community partners to facilitate stability in the lives of the children of our community. You only have to look at our efforts with our teen takeover events and the success we have had, with over 200 teens showing up at our Clinton site last evening, to see the impact that collaboration and community working together can have with our youth. These events are successful because small youth organizations, mission-driven individuals are working hand in hand with Olivet team members to provide opportunities to our youth. Our Olivet PACS program, which has begun as a service project for our youth, has now turned into a program where we provide quality of life, basic need items for homeless youth, quote unquote, throughout Berks County through their school counselors. The name PACS was given to these bags because they are designed to give the youth who needs them a sense of peace. You can see some of the gold Olivet PACS here in front of you. But Hubs of Hope goes further. And with cooperation of our dear friend and colleague Mark Goldstein and the Blankets of Hope, Viseras Furniture and Boscov's, we are giving the comfort and warmth of their own bed. Not sleeping on the floor or on a sofa, but in their very own bed. To see the smiles of a child as they lay in a bed they call their own is nothing short of amazing and a miracle in itself. Hubs of Hope allows us to take the next step to Olivet getting back to better. As we celebrate coming out of the pandemic and we go back to doing what we do best, and that's serving the youth of this community. I thank you for being here, and at this time I would like to introduce our Vice President of Programming, Catherine Royer, to speak about the other parts of the Hubs of Hope and the impact the youth have on the Olivet Boys and Girls Club.
Good afternoon, everyone. So we all know the past 16 months have been incredibly challenging for all of us, especially for our youth. But one thing I want to point out is our youth have been incredibly resilient, adapting to the pandemic and the challenges it presents. With our community partners, as Chris mentioned, and through the Hubs of Hope, we will rise together to get back not to normal, but to better, so that we can help all youth reach their full potential and achieve bright futures. So as Chris mentioned, with Pandora as our starting point, over the next several months, we will work to complete the following in order to create hubs at each of our club locations. So first, we're going to establish care closets at each of our sites to provide basic need items such as clothing, toiletries, feminine hygiene products, and food. And you can see behind me some of the racks that we've started to establish at the Pandora site. And again, youth that are in need, families that are in need can come in, no questions asked, and get these items that they need. We also would like to thank the Boy Scouts, as they have played a huge role in helping us establish a food pantry at our Oak Brook location. As Chris mentioned, we're also going to continue our partnership with the BCIU to provide mental health counseling and support to our youth and also to our staff. We recognize that in order to best serve our youth, we also have to take care of ourselves as professionals. We also want to start to normalize conversations around mental health because, as we all know, mental health is just as important as our physical well-being. We also will begin to offer the Lucy's Light program. And this is a program that was developed by one of our former interns, Andrew Thomas, in honor of his late mother, Lucy Thomas. Lucy was a former employee of Olivet, and she tragically passed away from breast cancer. This program the goal is to support youth that are grieving the sudden loss of a parent, guardian, or loved one. And working with community partners, we will support those youth through warm meals, a grocery gift card for the family, memory items, as well as mental health services, and also club membership at one of our sites if they're not club members already. We will also continue our partnerships, again, as Chris mentioned, with local school districts and organizations to establish this multifaceted referral system. We know that if another organization or a school district has a youth in need, they can be referred to Olivet and become club members at no cost. In turn, through strengthening these partnerships, we know that if there is a youth or family in our care and we can address their needs, we'll be able to refer them to an organization that can support them in their time of need. I do want to take a moment to thank some of our sponsors and funders of the Hubs of Hope, first being Customers Bank, secondly, the United Way, Visions Federal Credit Union, the Giant Food Company, Wyomissing Family Restaurant, Coon Funeral Home, and the Berks County Community Foundation. I'd also like to thank some of the individuals and volunteer groups that have helped to sort and organize the care closet at the Pandora site, including Voice Up and Mid-Penn Bank. I thank you all for your time. At this point, I'm going to turn it back over to Chris to close, and then we'll open it up for questions. Thank you.
We're excited about this. We're excited because this is a many months of watching and realizing that we can't do it alone. There are 80,000 plus kids in this county under the age of 18. Some of them don't need us. Some of them don't need our services. They don't need some of our sister and brother organizations across the county. But there's a tremendous that do that don't get the things done that we need to. And if you think about it, Olivet averages around 3,500 kids a year that we serve. That means there's, if you do the numbers, there's over 70,000 kids who are not being served properly and don't get opportunities and services that they otherwise need. We're lucky. We have incredible relationships from across the realm of the social service agencies in Berks County. I mean, I'm looking here in front of me right now, and we have Safe Berks, we have Planned Parenthood, we have the city council, we have the state representative's office, we have local business leaders and other community leaders here. And, there's historical folks here who have been involved as a consulting basis or been here for years. Mike Reese is here from the Million Youth Chess Club and does incredible work, teaching our kids chess. And you think it's nothing big, but it is. It's huge because we're giving kids opportunities that they otherwise would not get. It's not always about the big picture. It's not always about the big bang. It's really more about us doing what we're good at, and that is opening our doors, opening our hearts, and making sure that we're providing services that benefit these children from wherever they live in Berks County. And Olivet's model works, and we're willing to take anybody who wants to come and partner with us and work together. Our colleagues at Safe Berks, we have a relationship with them. Any child that goes to Safe Berks is entitled to come to an Olivet Boys and Girls Club site for free. No questions asked. We abide by their rules, we abide by their measures, but it's something that we believe in, that any youth service organization in Berks County who has a child who needs Olivet services is going to be provided their services. Hubs of Hope is to restore our sites, the Olivet sites, back to what they were a long time ago. This organization has been here for over 120 years. My plan is to make sure that it exists for another 120. But my plan and the team's plan and the management team plan and the board of directors realize that we have to go where the kids need us the most. And we will do whatever we need to do to make that happen. Because again, it's not about us. It's about the kids. At this time, I would open it up if anybody has any questions. Otherwise, you're more than welcome to come up. You can look at some of what we've put together. There are packets here of information. If you haven't gotten them, you can take them back with you. We will be sharing these packets of information electronically with folks so they can post it. Hopefully the state reps will get them, these signs in their offices and local government offices. We'll get this information out there. But the reality is we have a plan of action that we're taking. We're starting Hubs of Hope, but this is going to be an evolving process because there's a lot of other things with the Hubs of Hope that we're hoping to do with this that will require, us looking at our work model as far as our staffing models and other things as we go forward. It may mean that we need to rely on more community partners and look at bringing them and getting them involved in our day-to-day activity. But we're going to do it in a concerted, concise effort to make sure it's done in a way that is effective and efficient and that we can get to the children who need us the most, when they need us the most, wherever they need us the most. So with that, if anybody has any questions. Yes, Lisette?
It's both. So it's new clothing items, and then we've also accepted gently used items as well. And I would say on that topic, one thing that we've kind of realized, we get a lot of donations of clothing, but shoes is something that are harder to get. So just kind of throwing that out there. Thank you.
Yeah, shoes and sneakers are always big. It's something that I think a lot of nonprofit organizations in this county will tell you, that shoes and provided sneakers are rough to come by sometimes. So, anybody else? Okay, well, thank you very much for coming. We're excited about the future. Please feel free to spread the word and get the word out to the community on what we're doing. We look forward to working with all of the community partners that we currently do. And if you want to get involved in all of it, Abigail here is I know, I'm not supposed to call you Abigail. Abby is our Director of Volunteer Services, and Abby will love to take your phone calls if you wish to volunteer for all of it. We are always looking for volunteers, because to see the joy in a child's face when they get to meet somebody that they can connect with is just absolutely an incredible feeling. Like I said, I'm lucky. I get to be CEO of an organization that sees miracles every day. Anything else, guys? I was remiss. I'm sorry. So, why don't you guys all come up here and introduce yourselves, please? Deja Lynn first.
Okay. Hi, my name is Deja Lynn. I'm the director here at Pandora.
Hi, I'm Abby Frost. I am the Director of Grant-Funded Programs and Volunteers.
Sarah.
Hi, I'm Sarah Guevara, and I am the Development Intern.
Okay, wait a second. So Sarah is not only our intern, but Sarah designed the Hubs of Hope logo. So this is her creation, and we're very proud of her, and we're very appreciative. She comes from the Conrad Weiser School District. So we're very proud to have her with us this summer. Nick?
Good afternoon. My name is Nick Philippides. I'm the Vice President of Satellite Sites and Services.
Deja Harris, our Vice President of Operations, is currently working at another site. She was not able to be here. And our Vice President of Development, Alec Reiner, is over there. He is monitoring to make sure we cover everything, and we're very appreciative of his efforts. Alec, I think a lot of you have heard from Alec. Alec reaches out to everybody, and he's very easy to deal with. We're very grateful for his service and his work here for all of it. He's been an incredible asset to us. So to me personally, as well as the organization. So thank you, Alec. And I'm going to take a point of personal privilege. It's the end of a press conference, but the man who taught me that I had a responsibility to serve others and is my father, Chet Winters, who's sitting here and came to watch the press conference. But he and my mother have served this community for, over 7 decades, and they taught my sister and I that we have a responsibility to serve our other men and women, and we do it because that's what we've learned. And it is our hope that here at Olivet that we can take what we've learned, each of us from our families, and put it to use to serving the youth of our community. So thank you again for being here, and God bless.